let's look at how to set up Revelator Trading indicators. The first thing that you'll need to do is get a TradingView subscription. Our indicators run on the TradingView platform. They have a free plan as well as paid plans available. As you progress with your trading journey, you'll find that the paid plans will give you a lot more. You'll get a lot more out of Revelator Trading, and you'll get a lot more out of TradingView. But you can use the free plan to get started. And so you'll go over there, you'll set up an account. Once you've set up that account, then go ahead and head on over to our website and choose to sign up under either the free plan or the pro plan. So to get to your charts, you go to TradingView.com, hover over products, and select Super Charts. Alrighty, so now we got a chart loaded. Let's set it up for the indicators. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to come over here, make sure we are on normal candles. Bars or hollow candles work. You don't want it on lines, and we don't want any of these averaging type candles. We want real market data. So I'm going to go ahead and select candles. Now to bring up our indicators, we'll come over here to indicators, and we'll come down here to invite only scripts. If you are signed up under the free plan, you'll have access to the Revelator Trading Basic Trend Trader. If you've signed up under the Pro plan, you'll have access to all four of these. You can select these stars next to it to add those to your favorites list. That'll make them easy to find in the future. Alrighty, so to add the indicators to your chart, if you are on the free plan, go ahead and click Basic Trend Trader. If you are under the Pro plan, to get started, go ahead and click the Trend Pro Analyzer here. We've already done that by accident. I'm going to go ahead and click Trend Pro at this time to bring the overlay on the chart. Once you've done that, you need to bring the overlay to the front to get it to display properly. And so whether you're using Trend Pro or Basic Trend Trader, either way, you're going to hover your mouse over that indicator. It'll be found up here. You're going to come over to these three dots. You're going to come down to visual order and select bring to front. And that will clean up your display, make sure that the candles are always properly displayed. Okay, so now we've got the indicators that we need on our chart, and we can move on to learning some new things. So at this point in time, you're ready to go through our YouTube videos. Hopefully you've already watched these, read through the knowledge base articles, and now you can start actually putting that stuff into practice. So the goal there is to use the information found on the YouTube videos, on the knowledge base articles, pick some good assets and build a strategy and start back testing and paper trading those. If you enjoy this paper trading and strategy development process, you find that you're understanding it and you find that you're profitable on paper, you might decide to stick with us and move on to trading with real capital. Before you trade any meaningful amount of capital, you should always consult with a licensed financial advisor first. Okay, so now that you're set up to use the Revelator Trading indicators and the other tools that we provide, you'll want to get a little more familiar with the TradingView platform. We've already talked about how to add indicators to your chart. We've already talked about candles. Let's talk about time frames. So over here, this is where your time frame is found. So if you click that, you see that there are different choices for time frame, and your TradingView subscription will influence which of these are available to you. Just getting started out, usually the 15-minute or 1-hour time frames won't be overwhelming, and you can get some pretty good trades, pretty good action on that. And so that's a good point to learn. If you got a lot of time and you really want to dive hard into swing trading, the 15-minute chart is a good one. If you're wanting to take a little more time, maybe get some bigger moves, that 1-hour chart is a really good place to start. Okay, so that's how you change your time frames. Another thing that we need to look at is how do you choose what to trade? And so you can come up here, click that to activate your symbol search. And then you can either type in the ticker if you know it, or type in the name of the company and select from the choices down here. So here I've selected AMD. Let's go back to the daily time frame. And you can see a bunch of these E's. These are earning events. They are green and point up whenever the earnings were positive. If there was a negative earnings, you're going to see them red and pointing down. Earnings events usually are very volatile, and so keeping aware of these, adjusting your stops, maybe choosing not to trade at the time of the earnings events are some possible risk management strategies, especially when you're just getting started out. Earnings can be they can be quite dizzying, and so sometimes that's just a good time to stay out and paper trade and get some practice with it before you actually try putting any real capital into it. All right, so that's one thing that you'll see on the daily chart. Another thing that you might see is splits. And so let's look at a reverse split. We'll go to OCGN. And if you go back here, you'll see this S. And if you click that, you'll see it's a 1-for-60 split. This is a reverse split. So this is usually something that you'll find in a company that is struggling. And so typically it's best to stay out of companies that are struggling. All right, some of them struggle for legit reasons. Some of them are cons. Some is a combination of both. But for beginning traders especially, steer clear when you see the second number is bigger than the first number. That's a reverse split. Generally is bad news. You can also have forward splits. So if we go to Tesla and we look at their chart, you can see here, this is a forward split. The first number is bigger than the second. And that's generally a forward split is not seen as a bad thing. You can see after this forward split, a massive move to the upside. Okay, so steer clear of reverse splits. Forward splits, really usually not an issue. That's generally a sign of a decent company with a large market cap, and they're just looking to grow things. Okay, so we know how to change our ticker symbols and all that good stuff. Let's look at our watch list. We'll come over here, click that, and here's our watch list. You can see Tesla's already there. Let's say we want to get rid of this one. You can come over here and click the X. Anything that you don't want to look at, you can click that X and get rid of. If you want to add something to the chart, you click here to add symbol. If you've already been looking at some symbols, you might see something here that you want to keep, or you can search it here. Once you've chosen something that you want to keep an eye on, you can come over here to the plus sign. That's going to add it to your chart, and then you can drag it up to its appropriate section. So SPY, we'll call it a stock. You could argue it's an ETF, whatever. It's traded like a stock. We'll put it under stocks just for sake of discussion here. Okay, so that's how you activate your watch list. Now, on this same setting, you can come down here and get some more information. So there are some key stats here. So this is some useful information on the asset that you currently have loaded up on your chart. Definitely something to get familiar with. Another thing that you want to be familiar with on the TradingView platform is the economic calendar. And so you can choose what countries you want to keep tabs on. In the U.S., and in this example, like I'm just looking at stocks, U.S. is going to be all the economic news I really want to look at. If I'm trading the euro, which I oftentimes do, I might come down here and keep an eye on the EU, add that and hit apply. And then I'll keep tabs on both the U.S. and the EU. This little symbol here kind of looks like a cell phone signal. When you see one bar, that's kind of low value news. 2 bars, kind of intermediate importance. 3 bars, definitely something to pay massive attention to. And so economic events can be, again, volatile times, kind of like earnings events. And beginning traders might want to, adjust their stops, maybe even get out altogether. It takes some practice and takes some deeper understanding of market fundamentals to successfully trade these events. And even then, it can take some time. And sometimes the market doesn't do what you think it will do. So learn from these events. These are great times to just sit back and paper trade. And learn through paper trading first. Keep a journal, keep notes on what you did, why you thought what you thought at the time, and how things actually played out. You'll learn massive amounts there. So that's the economic calendar. Last but not least, you will want to get familiar with the drawing tools, the charting tools on TradingView. So being able to use line tools, maybe to draw some basic trend lines. I typically will use the magnet tool, which will snap to certain values, and I tend to prefer rays for trend lines. So There would be an example of drawing a trend ray, so to speak. Another thing that's good to know is the measurement tool, and you can use that with that magnet. So what a run up there. Another important thing to be able to use is the long and short tool. And we talk about this in other videos. And so being able to slide this around to adjust your ratios, your profit ratios, see what your targets are, super handy. Very, very useful tool. So get familiar with those TradingView tools. All of this ties together with Revelator trading indicators. And so get familiar with our indicators, but also get familiar with that TradingView platform. It is a powerful combination. And so I hope you find this video useful in setting up our indicators and getting familiar with the basics of TradingView. If you run into any issues, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks for subscribing to Revelator Trading. I hope you find our tools useful in your trading journey. We'll see you in the next video.